Yes. So yeah, I see a couple of new people joined today. So let me introduce again myself. Right. So this is Naveen, and I have close to 9 years of experience, and I have been working as a AI specialist. I have been graduated from NIT Trichy. Uh, and from then I have been working as a software engineer, mostly on machine learning, and then from the couple of years I have been working as a generative AI engineer, right? So teaching generative AI is a part-time trainer in generative AI, I would say. All right, so this is about myself. So yeah, to all those who did not attend the session yesterday, kindly go through the recording. So it is available in YouTube. And today, so I thought of explaining deep learning, and I'll be starting that deep learning concept in a couple of minutes. Before that, I have some roadmap for you just to have an understanding of what this generative AI is, right? So so, so whatever we discussed yesterday, by the discussion, you know what is artificial intelligence. One second, please. Yeah. So, you know what is artificial intelligence, right? You know the definition of it. So, AI is any technique that enables machines to mimic human intelligence. So, we know that, and of course, nowadays, artificial intelligence is uh, going in a full pace that it is even surpassing the human intelligence, right? So that is the thing, we know the definition of it, and it is the broader domain or the field, right? And machine learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence. Okay, so all the machine learning engineers that we have today, basically they'll work a lot on data, and then they use some type of algorithms to extract some kind of patterns from the data. So I was telling you, right? So if you have this employee salary and employee years of experience, so if you send this data set to a model, so machine learning contains lots of algorithms. Okay, so algorithms can also be called as models. So if you send this particular data to that particular model, what it will do is that it extracts information from this. Okay, so for example, employee 9 years of experience, he is getting some 45,000 or something like that. Okay, so this data set we have provided to our model. All right, so they capture some kind of relationship between the dependent and independent variable, so we call them like that. And finally, if finally once we get a good accuracy after building the model, okay, so what happens is that for example, you are a HR, and if a new hire is going on, a person is coming into the company, for that particular person, that new employee, you will have to decide the salary. So you just have to run the model, and you will be getting for say 11.5 years of experience, how much salary he can get. Okay, so this exactly, even in decimal points, you will be getting that value. So basically it will be finding the relationship between the data, right? And it will be able to predict the values. All right, so that is nothing but your machine learning. And we have lots of algorithms in it, algorithms or models. So so you would have heard about it, so supervised, unsupervised learning, and also those kind of things, right? And then coming to deep learning, as you can see over here, deep learning is again a subfield of artificial intelligence. And I was telling you yesterday, right? Deep learning, when we say deep learning uses multi-layered neural networks. Okay, so the neural networks here will be deep. Deep means more. That's it, more layers in between. Okay, so more neural networks, they are used for doing lots of there are lots of applications of deep learning. You will be stunned. We will discuss deep learning today, and to name a few, for example, if you are unlocking your mobile phone using the face unlock, so that feature is coming from the deep learning technology only. And self-driving cars, or the speech recognition voice assistants like Siri, or Gemini live mode, or Alexa. So those are all applications of deep learning only. Okay, so the next one is generative AI. You can see over here, generative AI is again a subfield of artificial intelligence. When I say these are subfields, so these two have some relation between them, and these two have some relation between them. Okay, so if you are very good at deep learning knowledge, you will easily learn generative AI. Okay, and if you know even a basics of machine learning and the difference between machine learning and deep learning, right, you can easily understand why this deep learning technique has come up, right? And how the model training in deep learning looks like, basically. So you just need to have some basic understanding on machine learning, but deep learning you should have very good understanding when you want to learn generative AI. Okay, so that is the thing. And see, generative AI, I need not to say, so it focus on creating the new content, so whether it may be text, images, audio, or even video. And yesterday I was showing, right, generative AI applications are not at all limited to these four. Of course, generative AI has been widely used in healthcare domain, or financial domain, or even some kind of a new pattern predictions like stock market, etc., etc. Okay, so that is the thing. And now, hope you got some basic idea on artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and generative AI. Okay, now it is time for us to have a look at how should be, you know, the roadmap. I mean, how you should learn generative AI. So I'm keeping here it as a roadmap. So we discussed yesterday, right? But um we did not explain why, right? So basically, firstly, anyone who starts your the preparation on generative AI, you must start with the Python programming. All right, so how much Python is required? So basically, firstly, let me tell you why Python is required. Okay, what are all the libraries, or what are all the frameworks that we use in generative AI? Most of the ones are from Python itself, because we have those libraries readily available. Let's say TensorFlow, Keras, TensorFlow and Keras, so which you use for deep learning, or even the scikit-learn, which people usually use for machine learning, and PyTorch, and these two for deep learning itself, DL. So this is for ML. Okay, and you will have GenSim, NLTK, Spacey. So these are again Python libraries for your NLP, natural language processing. Okay, and even after that we will be looking at number of libraries, so which are part of Python itself. Okay, and even when you build some models, you will be using NumPy. Some part of the code, it involves NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib as well. Okay, so these three also Python libraries, as you know already. These three you already know, right? And these things you may not know, and these are all Python libraries only. So you can simply write your code instead of, see, let's say you are not using the library, you will be writing the code of 50 lines, and let's say you are using the library, you can write the same functionality in 3 to 5 lines. Okay, so you just have to import that library and load that library, or install whatever the downloader part is there. Okay, that's it. And what are the things you will have to learn in Python? So you'll be starting with the variables, data types, loops and functions, and then modules you'll have to start, and file and exception handling. So Python is a very easy language. So it is more like English language only, more like English language only. So that you need not to worry. So this preparation will be very easy for you. Okay, even during our training also we will start with the Python from the very basics. Okay, so even a person doesn't know what is Python, we will be starting from there, and we'll be taking you till using that libraries and creating if you take this NumPy, creating some arrays, if you take pandas, loading that data set and doing some kind of transformations, and if you take matplotlib, from that particular data you will be able to create charts or plots. All right, so this is the sequence of learning in Python. And so you can you can see what is this NumPy. People who do not know NumPy, so it is basically for handling array or matrices. Okay, so when we talk about a deep learning, right, in deep learning calculations will be in matrix form. We usually call them as tensors. Okay, so for that tensor calculations and all, you will have to convert that to NumPy. It is more like a single line of code. Okay, you do not need to worry about it. One line, just one line of code you will have to write, that's it. Okay, so NumPy is for that purpose, and pandas is for data manipulation, loading the data from whatever the files you have, I mean the sources you have, and you do cleaning or transformations or any kind of analysis on that particular file, that's it. And matplotlib, so it is for data visualization, for creating the plots and charts. All right, so just to have, see, once you create a model, you will have to check how it is performing, right? So whether so you'll be getting some graphs like this. So at this point there is a high loss, and there is a point here which has a low loss, kind of. Okay, this is very simple again. And matplotlib is the third library. So next is that mathematics and statistics. And why do we have to learn mathematics and statistics? Of course, even without mathematics and statistics, we can go for generative AI, but it is, you know, advisable to have knowledge on these two things. Why? Because I'll tell you why it is. And these are the three important topics you will have to go through. All right. So mathematics, when I say this module gives necessary theoretical background, right, and understanding how algorithms will work. Okay, so when I say these three, okay, why these are for? In deep learning, of course, what happens is that some kind of matrix multiplications will be happening. You need not to do. One thing I would like to say is that a generative AI engineer will not be doing any kind of calculations. So he is a person who play with the libraries or frameworks. Okay, so let me tell you this again. So let's say you have a machine learning engineer and you have a generative AI engineer. All right, so who will be writing a lot of code? Machine learning engineer will be writing a lot of code. Generative AI engineer will not be writing a lot of code. Let's say he's writing some 100 lines of code for building a project. He'll write only some 30 lines of code. Why? Because we have state of the art models, state of the art libraries, state of the art frameworks and all, to make coding very simpler. Okay. So since they have already um, you know got very good reputation outside, and they considered as the uh, very good level in the market, we will be using those libraries or even the modules in generative AI, even the LLMs also. When you shift from your job to generative AI engineer, most of the times, as a one question asked, right, most of the times people will be using whatever the state of the art models we have. So GPT 4.5 or something like that, people will be using it, and they'll be just importing this model, and they contact with this model using API calls. Okay, so that part you will get confused, but I'm telling that. So generative AI engineer will be writing very small code, of course, based on the application. See, whatever the chatbot or whatever you are building, if that particular chatbot, if it requires, we'll have a message box where we'll enter the prompt, right? So we'll enter the prompt over here, and we need chatbot in a uh, advanced manner. Okay, we should have some titles here. Okay, so this chatbot is for healthcare domain, and it should have the RAG functionality. I mean, you can also upload some kind of documents to it. Okay, and it should also show how the matter is chunking inside. Okay, what is happening inside. So if you keep on adding multiple features to the chatbot, the number of lines of code obviously they increase, but they will not be matching with the machine learning engineer who is working. Okay, I mean, generative engineer is someone who can effectively utilize the frameworks or state of the models which have already attained some kind of reputation outside. And even in the projects also, they will be telling the same. Okay, so you'll be getting uh, prior information to what model to be used and all. Okay, that is the thing. So we are at this point, right? Linear algebra, probability and statistics, calculus essentials, right? So these are very simple ones. And as a generative AI engineer, you will not be calculating on their own. You won't take up the calculator and do the calculations, okay? Or you won't be deriving any formulas and all. So you just have to write a single line of code which uses internally some calculations will happen. So that calculation may be probability and statics, maybe calculus essentials, or maybe even linear algebra. Internally they'll happen. Okay, so you just write a one line of code for it. That's it. And then, so once you are familiar with mathematics and statistics, basically we will have to go for machine learning essentials. Why machine learning? So machine learning here, why you need to learn is that machine learning is the when compared to deep learning and generative AI, it is the oldest field, and most powerful. Even now, people are using machine learning means. So it has lots of what do we call, lots of libraries, or lots of this theorems and all, and algorithms or models in it, which are not even being replaced by deep learning or generative AI. Okay, so those studies are still going on, how can we replace machine learning models with the deep learning and all, but they are exceptionally performing well. All right, so there is no replacement for machine learning models as of now. Okay, so when you know what is machine learning, and when you know what are the drawbacks of machine learning, you will be eventually knowing why this deep learning has come up. Okay, so why again we have a new field. So when you know only the drawbacks of machine learning, like feature engineering, or the data or the unstructured data we cannot give to machine learning. So if you know those limitations, then you will understand the importance of deep learning. That is one point. And of course, when you know how to build a model in machine learning, you will eventually get little bit idea on deep learning. Of course, here you be using scikit-learn, here you will be using TensorFlow and Keras or PyTorch. That is fine, but you will understand how the model training sequence looks like. That is important. Okay, so for that you will have to go through machine learning as well, and that's what we have kept over here. And I kept, right, machine learning essentials. So this is the thing, machine learning essentials. So generative AI is an advanced form of machine learning, mastering the fundamentals of traditional ML, how to train a model and evaluate its performance. So which becomes your prerequisite. And you can see couple of what do we call, the algorithms or models, and we have concepts like supervised, unsupervised, and those things. Okay, and feature engineering. So how do you feature the data? Okay, that is more important. So these things you will have to know. And then we have deep learning. All right, so you know what deep learning is all about. Deep learning is a subfield of machine learning again, and the core generative AI preparation starts from here. Core generative AI preparation starts from here. Okay, so why I'm saying is that generative AI, whatever you have, if I talk about generative AI, what I'll be talking more on, so I'll be talking on LLMs basically. So how these LLMs are made up of? So the underneath structure of LLMs or your transformer architecture. Okay, so the transformer architecture. How do we get this transformer architecture? This is from again deep learning. Okay, so that is the reason you will have to have a good idea on deep learning, and then you will be learning transformers architecture, and then you will be try building up LLMs. So once you got very good idea on creating applications on LLMs, you will be becoming a very good, knowledgeable generative AI engineer. So again, it's a reversible process. All right, so that is the reason we'll be learning deep learning. All right, so what do we learn in deep learning basically? So yesterday, if you have attended my class, you will be learning more on neural networks. Okay, so once we learn about neural networks, sorry, once we learn about neural networks, what we do is that, I mean, the basic structure you will be learning, and what are all the layers I was telling, right? Input layer, hidden layer, and output layer. Okay, so for example, let's say you have dogs images and cats images, and you would like to separate or classify them. Okay, so let me just take this TensorFlow playground. So I was telling, right, in deep learning we usually use the TensorFlow. So this is a playground where people can have a look at how things are going inside a neural network. All right, so this neural network, when I say neural network, don't get scared. It is more like whatever the projects you will be writing on. If you become a deep learning engineer, will also limited to some 30 to 40 lines only. Okay, that also very simple ones. Okay, and I would like to show how the classification. Let's say you have dogs and cats photos. See, so I have, so this one, dogs and cats photos. Let's say dogs are these orange ones and cats are these blue ones. All right, so I need to separate the features. All right, what I'll be doing, I'll be simply creating a model. So this is how a neural network looks like. So don't be worried on it. So input will be like this. Yesterday we have seen, right, input looks like this, and hidden looks like this, and output looks like this. So 1, 2, 3, these three are the layers. And you can also see here 1, 2, and so I kept some 2 hidden layers over here, and this is output layer. 1, 2, 2, and 3. So I can represent here as this. I have 2 hidden layers, and I have 1 output layer, which should show what are all the data I have sent, which are dogs and which are cats. All right, so let us do that particular model training. Okay, when I do training, so I have taken this particular data set. What I'm doing right now is I'll just start the training process, and it is creating some boundary, right? What it is doing, it is creating a boundary. So it is effectively separating the dogs classes to the cats classes. Okay, so this is nothing but a classification problem. So so classification problem in the sense we are classifying 2 different classes, and we are creating a boundary between them. So this is the boundary. The white line, it is able to separate these 2 classes very well, very well. Okay, even if you see a lot of data, so it will be separated something like this. Okay, so this is just for simulation. Okay, this is what I did just now is I trained my model, and I see the training loss is 0.005, right? So which means the model is little bit successful, and it is able to classify both the dogs and cats. Okay, that is the point, that's it. There is nothing more than that. Okay, so here also in this kind of deep learning models also we will be writing some 30 to 30 lines of code, that's it. Okay, we will be using TensorFlow and Keras, and this playground I opened is playground.tensorflow. So this is from the official website. And then, so once you get that information, I mean knowledge on the basic structure, including the layers and all, you will look at the weights, activation functions, and you will understand the back propagation, loss functions, and optimizers. Okay, so why these are all for? So these are all for your model training only. So these are not a different terminologies. Okay, so these are all model training techniques. Okay, I mean the steps. So for model training, whatever I did here, so I trained my model to get the training loss as minimum as possible, right? Then only my model is able to perform well. So it is able to create a boundary, right? So for internally, see activation functions and learning rate and this classification. So all these things are there, right? So you will be learning those things first and in a sequential manner, and finally you'll be getting some hands-on implementation on standards like TensorFlow and Keras. All right, so this is all about deep learning. That's what we do in deep learning. We'll create deep learning models, that's it, very simple. And then coming to natural language processing. What is natural language processing? So the machines, whatever the machines we have, so I keep those things very clean and neat. Okay, so during my regular classes and all, I show these kind of things to just to make people understand what it is all about. Okay, so can computers understand human language? No, obviously not. So whatever the information you'll have to send to the model, it should be converted to some number form, numerical form. So we talk about this only in natural language processing. How do you translate, I mean the human language into a numerical form is nothing but your natural language processing, and it acts as a mediator between humans and machines. Okay, so that is it. So if I am saying something to ChatGPT, what happens is that it can't understand the English language. It has to convert that English language to some numerical forms or vector forms. Okay, so that conversion is being done by your natural language processing. All right, so that is the thing. So yeah, so this is all about natural language processing. So and the classical NLP techniques. So once you go towards natural language processing, so we know, right, whatever the advancements we have today, I mean today this is 2025, okay, and 2025, but the contributions on artificial intelligence started from 1940s itself. 1940s itself. And in NLP specifically, the same thing, NLP also, people have started their contributions from say uh, some 50 years. Okay, so what happened during 19 let's say 1980 and all, so people were building some small NLP models. Okay, and they were using these classical NLP techniques. Okay, the classical NLP techniques. So once you get understanding of classical NLP techniques, you will understand the drawbacks of it. Okay, so let's say we have a word called as hello, and you are representing word like 0 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 or something like that. So it doesn't carry any kind of meaning, but this is what your classical NLP techniques people were following back in those days. All right, and then we got the deep learning NLP. Okay, after some time, like say 2010s and all, we have early 2010s. So we got deep learning NLP, where this particular word hello is again, we were representing hello with some other kind of numerical representation, 1.2, 1.3, so minus 0.47, something like that. Okay, so these are nothing but the deep learning NLP, where you will be learning about word embeddings. Okay, and there is a specific drawback on word embeddings. So whatever the word you have, let's say you have two words, bank and bank. Hope you can see my screen, or otherwise I'll zoom a little bit. Okay, so we have these two things. Okay, one is bank, which is institute where we'll deposit our money and all. So this is one institute, and if you look at this bank, this is a river bank. Okay, so this word embeddings, when deep learning NLP, the second type of NLP we got, it was not able to differentiate between this bank and this bank. Let's say your friend is standing near the bank, and you tell that to the model that you built on deep learning NLP. So it doesn't differentiate whether that person is standing really at the bank, I mean the institute, okay, or he is at the river bank. Okay, so it doesn't carry that information, so which is nothing but your word embeddings. I mean, so deep learning for NLP, those days we were representing the word in terms of word embeddings. Okay, so that is the thing. And then we got modern NLP, which I was telling, right? Transformers. So those transformers, they are like the beautiful invention, right? Transformers. So they are able to segregate, I mean, classify or differentiate between the bank and bank. All right. So this bank is represented with one form, and this bank is represented with other form. So that's where the modern NLP has changed the way we look at the artificial intelligence, and whatever the LLMs you are having right now, ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, etc. They are all based on transformers only. So this particular modern NLP. So you will have to learn the classical NLP first, and deep learning NLP second, and third is modern NLP. So once you know the drawbacks of classical NLP, you will get a very good understanding on deep learning NLP, right? So if you do not know what are the drawbacks of classical NLP methods, you may not know what this deep learning NLP is for, why people have come up with this advanced topic once again. Okay, yeah, that's the thing. And finally, we will learn about modern NLP. So where we will be able to understand these LLMs, right? So LLMs, how they build up, what is the mechanism behind them, and all. All right, then only you will get a very good understanding of things in NLP. Okay, so deep learning and NLP I kept over here. They are like foundations. Okay, foundations for generative AI. So that's the thing. All right, and I wanted to say some other, but you'll get confused. That's the reason I stopped. Okay, and once you get some good understanding on NLP, you will have to look at transformers and attention. I was telling, right, what are all the transformers and what is the mechanism behind them and all. In between we will have few more things like sequence to sequence models. Sequence to sequence models. Okay, so what are these sequence models? They are basically for, the creating the sequences. Okay, when I say sequence to sequence, when you, for example, let's say you have a English sentence like I am a generative AI engineer, and you want that to convert it into some Hindi language or Tamil or Telugu, like that. Okay, so you are giving one sequence and it is able to convert that sequence of words. I'm a generative engineer is a sequence of words. So if you want to convert that to some other form, so sequence operations should be happening, right? So there we will be using the sequence to sequence models. Okay, so when you get very good understanding on sequence to sequence models, you know you will understand the architecture behind them, the encoder and decoder architecture behind them. And when you get this the importance of this, obviously you will understand the transformers and attention very well. All right, that's how we'll have to move the transformers. And this topic also we have some kind of models. Okay, GPT, BERT, and T5. So those are the first models that we got after we invented the transformers. Okay, so there you will understand why this offer actually. I mean, some of them might be having the decoder architecture, and some of them will be having encoder architecture, some of them will be having both. Okay, so that you'll come the foundation knowledge you come from sequence to sequence models, and you can enhance it by applying that in transformers as well. That's it. So once you get very good understanding on transformers, you will have to move to large language models. Okay, so a lot about large language models that I need not to say, because you have been using ChatGPT from the early 2023. So which is having some lots of LLMs. I mean, this is an application, right? This is an application which has lots of LLMs inside, like 4.0, 4.5, and mini, or 3.5, like that. You can change the LLM, and you will be using it, right? LLM 4.0, 4 Omni, 4.5, or mini, or even 3.5 GPT, 3.5, like that. You will be selecting, and you will be giving a question, right? I mean, the prompt. So LLMs, you already know, these are massive and pre-trained models. Okay, so that's all about LLMs. We look at, you will have to understand what are all these LLMs, and you need to understand the definition and all, and how these are built up, and how to do the building from the code, from the scratch, that you need to understand. And of course, you'll have to know what are the applications of LLMs, right? So you will be getting some good amount of knowledge over here. Okay, so what is pre-training? So basically whatever the LLM you have, so it will be having some pre-trained knowledge. So it would have been trained on very good corpora, or huge amounts of corpora in the sense the source itself. Let's say the PDFs, emails, internet of data, or Wikipedia, or even whatever it may be, we will be training our LLM based on this knowledge. Okay, so you will be, this is a pre-trained LLM, and uh, you know if you change some kind of internal information in the LLM to a smaller level, then you will be creating one more, based on your application, even in your uh, regular generative AI job. Basically, you will be fine tuning it. Okay, so we will be freezing some of the internal weights, and then we will convert this LLM's capability to have another special capability, which is nothing but your fine tuning. All right, so this is the thing. So we will have a thorough discussion on these things very well during our classes. Okay, I mean the regular classes, but this is a sequence one must go. So you'll be understanding the key architectures and applications and all. So once you understand these LLMs well, I mean the concept of LLM, and what is actually happening inside LLM, and how these are trained, so those kind of information, and even the architectures and all, so you will have to know how to build applications from the LLM, right? How to build applications from the LLM. So that is very simple thing. So once you know LLM, so the chat GPT is there, and how this chat GPT application is able to use the LLMs behind it, because this application has been build up to have a capability to interact with whatever the front end application you have, or back end, or so like that. All right, so I don't want to go in detail about it, but so people have built some kind of application on these particular LLMs, these application LLMs, and this application is nothing but whatever using the chat GPT, right? Chat GPT, or whatever the application you are using, the chatbot and all. So those are all applications, and behind it you will have LLM. And of course, see, for example, you are sending a prompt. Okay, so tell me about deep learning. Okay, so that is the first prompt you are saying, and in the second prompt it gives some information in the first prompt, and second prompt you are going and tell me more about it. Okay, so when you write tell me more about it, which means this it is related to the first question, right? What is deep learning? So it is nothing but deep learning. So how this application is able to remember it is representing deep learning? Okay, so this is nothing but one of the functionality of building an application, right? So how do we build applications, right? You would have heard about this LangChain. So LangChain is that framework or orchestration framework we call it as. So it basically will have lots of components inside it. So maybe the chains or the prompt templates, etc., etc. So you'll be learning that so that you can easily build applications like this. Okay. So for example, nowadays we are listening about this lovable AI. Okay, so this is one particular website which has gained a lot of reputation in a very short amount of time. Okay, so let me just ask it something, and so let me just ask it one simple thing, like, so it is able to create application. All right, so let's say I want, so I'm putting this here, applications or websites. Okay, you can also go through it. So I have given it a prompt. Okay, so what it will be doing is that, see how AI has advanced to a different level altogether. Now this particular website, it is able to create application or even a website itself. Okay, so it is a lovable AI. Today also we have some news on lovable AI, so a lot of news. So let's see whether it is performing or not. Loading live preview. Okay, so what it will do is that it will build up a chatbot kind of. So what I'm trying to say is that, so whatever you have here, LangChain and LlamaIndex, the coming ones, those are all for your application building and all. Okay. So I have given that particular prompt. What it will be doing is that it will be creating a chatbot or an application for us instantly. Yeah, it is creating application. Just give it a moment. Okay. So meanwhile, so LangChain, and even, so what is this RAG? RAG, I showed you one particular example, right? What is RAG? RAG is nothing but, in simple terms, it is an additional capability you are giving to your application. Okay. So whatever the LLM you're having, like GPT 4.5 or whatever it is, so it will have a knowledge till 2024 or 2025 January only, but it might not be having knowledge after that. Okay, of course we have seen three limitations, right? Biggest limitations: outdated information, and the context window, limited context window, and no access to specific or private data. Yesterday's class I'm saying. So in order to avoid or those kind of limitations, we have come up with a solution called as RAG. All right, so this is one specific capability we are providing to our application to have to perform well. Okay, so this is how you'll have to learn, like once you came up with how to build an application, you'll have to advanced, right? So you add up one more capability, which is nothing but your RAG. So that is a thing. So there you will be getting some very good knowledge on how to build the applications and all. Okay. Yeah, so once you got some good understanding on building these applications, you directly will be going to simplify creating the applications. And instead of a LangChain, you can use LlamaIndex to do that. Okay, so that's the thing. So where you will be again connecting your LLMs to the custom data, just more like a RAG application only, and you will be building up the model. Okay, application I mean. All right, so once you go with the LlamaIndex, then what we'll be doing, so we will have to see, for example, we have built some application. See, LLM application you have built, but and after you build this application, you are providing it RAG capability as well. Okay, and you will have to optimize this application, right? For optimization of LLMs only, optimization, sorry, let me write it down instead. For optimization, you will be following some kind of techniques, right? So one might be, the prompt engineering, the other, maybe the RAG itself for optimization of LLM, and finally you will be coming up with the fine tuning. So fine tuning also I was discussing, right? What is fine tuning? And fine tuning is nothing but whatever the LLM you have, so which is, that is a pre-trained model, a foundation model, you can say at this point of time. So you are making it, let's say this LLM is able to cook, let's say this is a person, he's a cook, and he is able to cook some 10 different dishes. Okay, and what we'll be doing is that the 10th dish or 9th dish, you want exceptional capability of it. So what you'll do is that for the 9th dish only, you will make that LLM or the cook to practice more. Okay, so let's say he is cooking many dishes, one of them is noodles. Okay, so creating these noodles, you will have to ask him to practice very well on noodles. You will be giving more instructions to it. Okay, so noodle, you, whenever you cook noodle, you add this thing and these ingredients in this proportions and all. Finally you will be able to cook noodles very well. So out of 10, so you might be making one, one having a very good knowledge on certain thing. So that is nothing but fine tuning in a simpler level. In a simpler level, I'm saying. So let's see. Yeah, it has built this chatbot. Now health goal, let's say weight loss and all, and how active are you, very light. Let's keep it and create my meal plan. I'm clicking on it. So what I asked it to do is that I asked it to use GPT and nutrition API and Streamlit or web app. Okay, okay, so it is asking for the upgrade and also it has stopped. So that's how. So once you click on create my meal plan, it would have given the items that you have to take, I mean the diet plan and all, right? So yeah, so LlamaIndex we have covered, the optimization part, prompt engineering and fine tuning also we just discussed, right? So the process of further training a pre-trained LLM on a custom data set. Okay, to specialize its knowledge, I was telling, right? So that 10 dishes cook, I mean whatever a cook can dish, so we are making him to have a thorough knowledge on one item, right? So that is nothing but your fine tuning. All right, so how do we fine tune your LLM? So we basically will have to follow either of these two techniques. Okay, LoRa and QLoRa. All right, and once you get a very good understanding on this optimization, fine tuning and all, you will have to know knowledge on deployment as well, right? So even the projects that I'm working on, I'll be working on the cloud, right? The AWS or GCP. Even in our program also we will be doing two capstone projects on AWS and GCP. Okay, one on AWS and one on GCP, end to end. All right, so there you will be getting some ample of knowledge how to deploy the application and even build the application as well. So yeah, that's the thing. So this is how your learning, I mean, this is the best way of learning, and this is a sequence you will have to learn why this has come up, and why we are going to the next one, and why we have this thing. So it is more like learning should be more like why. So that questions if you are able to answer, then you'll be getting some very good knowledge on things. All right, so this is a sequence of things, and of course this is the roadmap, and we are also following the same kind of roadmap here. I want to show the brochure, I mean the course curriculum. And so we'll start with Python, as I said, and we'll be going with all these kind of things. So what I'm trying to say is that you need not to have any kind of prior knowledge. Whatever we are going to have, that is well and good, and we'll be teaching from the very basics, okay, zero level, right? So that's what I have been mentioning. And pandas, matplotlib, numpy also there. And finally you'll be coming up with the maths and statistics, what are all actually required for generative AI preparation. And finally in the second module you will be learning the machine learning essentials, where you will be learning what is supervised, what is unsupervised, what is feature engineering and all. Okay, so once you get some good amount of knowledge, you will be going for deep learning. So deep learning and all, so deep learning is very important, right? So this is how the deep learning syllabus looks like. I kept this in a very simple manner, but if you look at the previous classes that we have taken, it is more than some 10 hours actually. So I'll show that to you now. So the current batch, so this is the current batch content and all. So we have gone through the advanced Python, and then machine learning, and then deep learning, if you see. So these are all the class videos, and also how things will go, right? So yeah, once we complete the deep learning, so I kept this syllabus as simple as possible, but what I'm trying to say is that you'll have a extensive coverage on this area. And natural language processing and all, where I have mentioned, right, first you'll be getting some classical NLP details, and then deep learning NLP details, and finally you'll be getting the advanced or modern NLP details. Okay, so modern NLP details in the sense like transformers, from transformers it will start, and foundations of generative AI. So what generative AI is, what are all the things we have and all. So if you want to have a look at it, so usually if I write everything on board, it takes a lot of time, right? And I'll be spending a lot of time on writing, or uh, keeping this as neat as possible. So instead of that, I usually keep everything's ready, or instead I open transformers itself. So yeah, so like this LLMs, how they are whatever the LLMs we have, how the Google, OpenAI and Microsoft, they what are the LLMs that we have in Hugging Face, right? So this is on transformers, that's why we are showing Hugging Face over here. All right, so that details you will be getting thoroughly. All right, so that's a sequence, like what is generative AI and what are all the LLMs we have, and how do we interact with the GPT APIs and all. So like that. And once we cover that, the transformers and large language models, so this is coming under modern NLP as well, I mean, to give a name, to keep it specific. However, for now, transformer architecture it is, and large language models. And large language models is the next module, where the basic things will be covered, and finally the fine tuning of LLMs will be happening, and performant parameter efficient fine tuning PEFT. Okay, so that PEFT will be learning. And for building up the applications, you need to learn about embeddings and all. So that's the thing. And RAG, LangChain, and orchestration, and vector databases, and the fine tuning, the basics. I mean, how to optimize your LLM performance, right? So there, these things will come up. And finally, by the end of this module 10, we would have covered at least 20 plus mini projects. I kept only 15, but 20 plus mini projects. All right. So, and finally, you'll be having, or you'll be exposed to capstone projects, which are this AWS GenAI application, and end-to-end GCP GenAI application. Okay, and finally we will be providing the interview preparation and all. Okay, so that is the thing. So this is the simple way of keeping the brochure. Okay, so I would have written a lot more things over here, like sequence to sequence models and all, but I did not. I kept this as short as possible. Okay, so this is one thing, and I think we have taken a lot of time. So, if you have any kind of questions, we can discuss on that. So please,
Uh, Hello,
Good
sir.
morning.
yeah, very good morning. Please tell me.
Will there be a 1 hour lecture every day?
Yes, it is 1 hour lecture, and the timing it is from 7:30 a.m. 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m.
And
8 a.m.
if
IST.
I miss the live lecture, then will I get recording for this same day?
Yes, yes, recording will be shared on the same day.
Okay. And theory and practical both will be covered during the
Yes,
course.
yes, yes, obviously, yes. Even the NLP part also, the classical NLP also will try to build up the model from scratch, right? So it's not like, so basically I can simply use the pre-trained models itself, but we usually build the models from scratch for each of the topics, from deep learning or natural language processing. So something like that, for some 5 projects will be covered for each of the module. I mean,
Okay.
around. And when coming to the generative AI part, we'll cover more projects when starting from transformers and all.
And what are the other skills are required to become a generative AI engineer?
No other skills are required, sir. So whatever we have in the curriculum, right? So those are enough. Okay, so you'll start with the Python preparation, and we'll slowly move towards it. So what the only requirement for having a good knowledge on generative AI is investing some good amount of time on generative AI. Okay, so that is the only requirement we have. Other than that, we'll cover everything from the beginning. So the technical and all, you can leave those things with us, and the only thing we expect from you is your time. I mean, once you go through the recording or the live class, so you'll be able to practice it. So once you practice it only, you will be getting some good knowledge on things. So that is the only requirement we have.
Mm. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please tell me. Yeah.
So actually, I have 2 years of experience, but in web development. Yeah,
Okay.
and I also know Python, Flask,
Okay.
and I also worked with some ML applications, but in front end part only.
Good, very good to know. Yes.
So will this helpful because I lost my job in October 2024.
Okay.
Still, I am hunting the job, but will this course help me?
Yes, yes, obviously, because as you know, and you have a very good understanding on web development and all. Basically, whatever the application you build, you need to have good amount of knowledge on front end application development, right? Even it follows the same for generative AI as well. Okay, here also we'll have to develop the applications. So as you already have very good knowledge on that, it will be very very beneficial for you. So I'm saying, so this is more like, this is what people actually required. Of course, we cover them in our classes, and having a prior knowledge is always a plus for everyone. Okay, so I want to tell that here as well. I mean, I kept some note over it. So here, full stack app development we have, right? So I mean, this is a sequence I usually go in my class. Okay, so this is how the exposure to building the application will be building up. All right. So when I create some kind of applications, the front end and all, so here, as you know, this part, which is more which takes some good amount of time for a beginner. All right, as you're having knowledge on that, so it is a plus for you. So it becomes, your preparation becomes very much easier. And the others, you need not to worry about it, because we are going to cover these things from the very beginning, right? So that part will be covered by myself. Okay, it is not a prerequisite. Okay, those things and all, how to build up this front end and all those, so they are all part of our course curriculum, and it is my responsibility to have things. So this is how you see. So the cloud front end is what you are talking about, right? So that's the thing. So these are all will be explained in a detailed manner, in a sequential manner, I would say. Yeah, hope you got it. So it will be a big plus for you. So that's the thing I would like to say.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And what is the job market?
Job market for generative AI. So kindly have a look at the job market in any of the job portals. All right, so you'll get very good understanding. But for now, if you see from the 4 months, from the past 4 months, the jobs on generative AI has exponentially increased, and they are going to increase. All right, so there is a lot of talent gap. So which you would see in news journals or articles as well. There is a huge talent gap, especially in India and of course in the world, as as there are very few people with the generative AI knowledge, and but the jobs are increasing a lot. Okay, so that is the talent gap I have kept over here, right?
Sir, do DurgaSoft assist to get or provide some opportunities, at least
Uh,
interview?
you check with the management; they'll be able to answer it properly.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah. So coming to that, so if you have gone through my previous video, I told you about this job vacancies and all, and so you can even search in Google, right? So which jobs are uh, trending these days, and you'll be getting the generative AI as the answer. So we have a lot of demand for generative AI. Even this, what do we call machine learning engineers? They have to learn generative AI, to keep up with things.
Sir, we
Yes.
are covering some ML part also, na?
Yes, ML part is also covered. Yes.
Yeah. Sir, actually, one last question.
Yes, please.
Will it be like assignment based? Because I if, saw that uh, solving assignment helps a lot in learning things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, sure, 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 sure.
So
Yes.
will you give us daily assignments?
Yes, yes. So once we,
Also.
yes, assignments will be provided even from the Python itself. From the Python itself, we'll be providing the assignments. That's what I'm saying, right? So you'll have to invest some time. It's more like an hour or something. So 1 hour or even half an hour of time on this will get you some good amount of knowledge. Yes. Do we
Yeah.
have any further questions, or I would like to tell the course features and all. I was telling you, right. So no prior knowledge is required, and so we are going to cover everything from the scratch. All right. So we are not expecting any knowledge in prior while when you want to attend this course. Okay, and zero to advanced learning, and 3 months your course will be, and we'll provide all the study materials. Okay, like once we complete one concept, okay, so we will be providing the study material to you instead of searching anywhere in the internet. We directly provide the study material to you, whatever is discussed in the class and all, so you get a very good understanding on those things. Okay, so and this is one thing, and interview questions will be provided to you, and assignments and exercises will be part of your daily routine, so starting from Python. And one important thing is that we have simplified some of the complex topics to have a good understanding on things. All right, so I just want to show that. So some of the concepts, it may take some good amount of time to understand it. So that is the reason I usually whenever I get some free time, right, so I usually make these animations for the students to understand the concept very well. Okay, so one thing I would like to say here is that generative AI preparation is very easy. I mean, even the job is also it is more not like what you are thinking. All right. So and your program will be in that manner only to make your job or real time knowledge or real time things easier. Okay, so this is one more thing. And uh, and and uh, so you can check with the management, and please try to enroll today, because from Monday the joining link and all it will change and the batch will be starting. So as I am telling, right, 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. IST is the class timings. So kindly check with the management and make enrollment today. Okay, so this is the thing I would like to say. You check with the management, they'll be able to help you on enrollment, how to do that and all. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Please unmute. uh, I didn't get, I see one message, I have a question, please unmute. What does it mean? Like, I'm already speaking, right? So you're able to hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so you are not able to unmute. Okay. So you all already unmute, right? So I can see you're already on unmute. You're not muted. So people can unmute and speak up. So there is no restriction for that. Maybe there is an audio problem from your side. Yes. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. You please check up with the management, or the management would have already provided a link to you, right? So you can go with that for the enrollment and all. And our daily classes are going to start from Monday. All right. And you will be having a different Zoom link, and you will be added to Telegram group and all from Monday onwards. So please try to do the enrollment. Okay. So if you have any kind of questions, we'll discuss. Okay, so if you do not have any, probably we can wind up the session, and we have tomorrow's class as well. So where I'll be explaining on deep learning and NLP. Please try to attend that. Okay, attend that as well, so that you will be able to understand. And that is one more thing I would like to ask. So same time, 7:30 a.m. tomorrow, we are going to have discussion on both deep learning, what it is, and this NLP, what natural language processing is. Okay, so that is the thing. Sorry, I'm not able to hear you, Mr. Pranav.
Sir,
Others? Yes, please.
sorry. So from next week, it's only Monday to Friday, right?
Yes, yes, Monday to Friday.
So because of this demo only, we are having class on Saturday.
Yes, yes, correct, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. to 8:30. So from Monday onwards, the regular classes are going to start. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, do we have any further questions? If not, so we'll wind up the session, and we'll meet tomorrow um, at the same time, 7:30. All right.
Hello,
Yes,
hello,
please.
hello, hello.
Yes, please. I can hear you. Please.
Yes, sir. So, am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
you are.
sir, I was actually, I'm a 2019 graduate, and
Okay.
afterwards I was preparing for some competitive exams.
Okay.
And later I come to know about this machine learning and all these things. I started learning this,
Okay.
the basics, Python and everything.
Okay.
But like in the like I've been continuing in touch with this the development in this field.
Okay.
So I was focusing on basics and everything like statistics and all. and
Okay.
then machine learning and DL. So like right now, I've come to understand that the job market is they are mostly focusing on the agentic AI and generative AI part of this side.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I was learning the basics. So my question is, like I have this gap as well. So
Mhm.
I whether should I focus on machine learning? Like is this course like suitable for me to join because
Yes.
uh
Yeah. Yeah. Please
yeah
carry.
because like whether I should learn machine learning as well or this is this course suitable? Like you will provide all the basics what I need.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So I see two questions over here. So as you
Mm-hmm.
know, or as you know, basics of machine learning and all, right? And if you look at the job market, machine learning engineers, we have plenty of machine learning engineers. Let's say some uh, 5 lakh job vacancies. If we have more than 5 lakh people. I mean, just estimate I'm saying. So 6 lakh
Mm-hmm.
people or like that. But when coming to the generative AI and all, so this market is very new to Indian or even the world, right? So there are
Mm-hmm.
not many people who knows generative AI, right? So
Mm-hmm.
as you know, Python, machine learning, and deep learning, having that particular knowledge, I mean, in a basic level, will be a plus to this learning to understand generative AI and all. So even a generative AI engineer, he'll be dealing with Python code only. And one thing I would like to say is that uh, I was telling, right, machine learning engineer how the work will be, and generative AI engineer how the things will be. So
Mm-hmm.
having a good knowledge on machine learning and deep learning will always put you ahead of everyone. All right, but you just to add up some other things to your knowledge, so that you
Mm-hmm.
can simply apply for the job. And there are lots of job openings, and we will have a good chance.
So, sir, like I haven't started learning machine learning yet, but
Okay.
suppose if you consider me at a zero level,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any knowledge and I just want to be a Gen AI engineer.
Okay.
So, will your course be uh, like suitable for me? You know,
Yes.
because
Yes,
or do I need any prior knowledge about for that?
no, 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 no. So even if you do not have any say, even if you do not know what this machine learning means also, I mean the term
Hmm.
itself, so that will
Okay.
be taught in the class. All right, so we
Okay.
are not expecting any prior knowledge. So basically, even if you do not know anything about it, even what is Python and all, that will be covered. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so machine learning, you are saying specifically, right? That will be covered from zero level. All right, so that's what I want to say.
Yes, sir. Sir, how can is there any WhatsApp group or something where I can
Yeah,
get the syllabus?
we will be creating once the batch is confirmed. Okay, so from Monday onwards, we will be having the regular classes. So who enrolls today or tomorrow, they'll be directly added to the Telegram group.
Okay, sir. So can I get a copy of syllabus till then?
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. I
This is
can
my
send.
first day today.
Okay, okay, yeah, okay, fine. Okay, we you can get it from the management. They'll be able to send you.
Okay, sir.
If not, please attend tomorrow's session. I'll be sending straight away. We do not have an option to send a document over here, right?
Okay, okay, sir.
1 second, I'll try to send it.
Okay.
Hope you have gone through this entire session. There you would have got some good amount of idea on the course curriculum and what is the sequence we are going to follow, right?
Yeah, yeah, sir. I got it.
Yeah, I'll share you this course curriculum. Kindly check with the management, they'll be able to send you. I'll have to
Yes,
find
sir.
it.
How do I contact them?
How do you contact them? So they chat. So you have a message in the chat box, right?
Okay. Wait. Yeah, yeah. I have a message.
Yeah, so they'll try to contact you. They'll try to contact you. I'll request them to contact you personally.
Okay, okay.
All right, so every one of you, they'll try to contact you. And if you have any kind of questions, you can ask them directly. Okay,
Okay, sir.
even the
Okay.
fee payment and all the enrollment details also, they'll be able to provide you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. So if we do not have any questions, we'll meet tomorrow, right, at the same time, 7:30 a.m. So it's already 8:45. I value a time for office, and also, yeah, let's meet tomorrow, right? Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
sir.
so much for your time, and we'll catch up tomorrow at the same time, 7:30 a.m. All right.